You're welcome back to the Arise interview with me, Christian Ogodo. Thanks for staying with us. This year's Ramadan has been a bit different as the coronavirus outbreak has left the faithful staying at home as much as possible. And it has also seen places of worship, that's the mosques across the country, closed down to prevent the spread of COVID-19. Here in Nigeria, since the gradual easing of the lockdown, some states' governors have directed that mosques and churches be reopened. The federal government has frowned at the situation, having not been consulted as expected in line with the COVID-19 protocol. Also, the Sultan of Sokoto did warn against congregational prayers, mosque gatherings during Ramadan, and advised that social distancing be maintained. Will Muslims obey the Sultan's appeal to maintain social distancing, and how will they adjust to the new normal? For more on this, let's turn to Imam Fuad Adeyemi, who is the National Chief Imam at the Al-Habibiyyah Mosque in Abuja. Thank you very much, Chief Imam, for joining us once again on the Arise interview.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Ramadan Kareem, I would say.
Kareem.
Yeah, the fasting period is gradually winding down. In a few days, it would, be all over. But aren't you worried, just like the head of the Muslim spiritual leader, the Sultan of Sokoto, about the orders by some state governors in the north to open mosques at this emergency period of COVID-19?
Well, we thank God that Ramadan started, and in our own life and with good health, we are still coming to the end of the fasting month of Ramadan. Yes, and this year's Ramadan comes with its own special challenge that makes it so unique in our own lifetime. We have been battling with the pandemic COVID-19, but despite this, there are certain things I think many people should know about Islam and life, Islam and living. Mm-hmm. This kind of challenge has always been there for all along. With this, Islam has a kind of a inbuilt system that will be able to face any challenge, any human challenge that we come across. This kind of thing, Islam has guided us on what to do where we have this kind of thing. For example, the government said we should not go out because it threatens our life. Now, there are some rules that governs us how to do our own thing when there is something like that. And now that some state governments are beginning to unlock, so to say, their states because of Eid or something like that, I think we should be able to be frank with ourselves. We are trying to politicize Islam because they want to gain support from religious people. And religious people that I would describe them as being sincerely wrong. They think they are being religious. They think they want to satisfy God. They think they want to do things correctly. Meanwhile, that is the wrong thing to do. In Islam, knowledge is the most important thing. In fact, when you are seeking for knowledge and somebody is praying, that person seeking for knowledge has more reward than the person praying in Islam. So I think what we need to do, the government need to help themselves by encouraging people who are knowledgeable, who are respected, to guide these people who are informing or who are trying to force the governors to dance to their tunes. Many of them
so you see this as political?
To me, it's political because they are looking for recognition at the detriment of the life of these people. It's like a small child that is holding knife, and because the father or the mother want to show love, you allow the mother to remove his own eye, and by the time the child grows up, it will curse you. And this is what we are having now. By the time this thing fights back, we're able to see the result of what we have done. All of them, they won't be in the same level again.
Yes, because of the dangers inherent in it. And one even want to look at it, Imam Fuad, even in Saudi Arabia, which is the custodian of the spirituality of Islam. the mosque there has not opened.
Not just not open, they have now reinforced the curfew that if you are caught, it is now total lockdown in Saudi Arabia now, everywhere. From 20, today is 20, from 21, from today now, the lockdown is now total. If you are caught once, you are going to pay 10,000 riyal. If you are still paid, that's about 100,000 naira. If you are still paid the other time, you are going to pay 20,000 riyal.
So as many times as you are caught is doubled.
Double. So why do we need to risk our life? Those are the people who appreciate life, who understand what is life. We now want to risk our life in the name of making name. And those people are also thinking that those who are even, when the essence of government is for them to, government is not the best person, or somebody at the leadership is not the best person that is on the seat, but it should be ability to appreciate and to fish out the best person to do a particular thing at the best time. But any governance, any leadership that fail to realize that, he has failed already. Because you're thinking you want to please people. You're thinking you want to please a kind of religious something. Meanwhile, those people, they are the ones who should even guide you for you to know that this is the right thing, this is not the right thing. We just have to, it's like a military man. They always tell you, when you hear the sound of a gun, pram, the first thing that take a cover. When you take the cover and you are alive, you can now ask, where is the gun coming from? Who is holding the gun? If you stand and say, we are the military people, by the time you died, the history will be when you are no more there. So what we are doing now is that we are hearing the sound of gun, and with that sound of gun, we are standing in front of it.
We're not taking cover.
We're not taking cover.
This is mixing religion and politics. How healthy is that in Islam?
Well, in Islam, politics is religion. Religion is politics.
So you will say the governors are right then?
They are not. No. I'm coming. Somebody would, there are wrong politics, there are wrong religion. They are now marrying wrong politics with wrong religion. The essence of religion is to make the life of adherents better, both here and in the hereafter. The essence of politics is to make the life of their people better, probably only here, as what we think. The essence now is to marry the two and make the life better here and in the hereafter. Now you are now threatening that life here, and you think you are doing anything. If you die like that as a Muslim, believe me, you are not going to have, you might not have Allah's pleasure, because you have killed yourself. And Quran tells us, do not use your own hand to destroy yourself. They want to use their own hand to destroy themselves. What stopped them? That 1001 Eid that we are going to, perhaps they do not even know. Let me also tell you something that many people don't know. They are conscious, they are struggling because of the Eid prayer. Not knowing Eid prayer is not as important as Juma prayer. The one we are missing every day. If you miss Juma prayer, you have to repay it by praying Zuhr prayer. If you miss Eid prayer, you don't need it. It's gone. You don't need to repay it. Then secondly, when you go for Eid prayers, you do not need to observe any nafila prayer, which is a voluntary prayer, because it's also voluntary.
The Eid prayer.
The Eid prayer.
So it's not as significant and compulsory as the Juma
prayer. So, but because of lack of enough education, ignorance about our religion, that's what I always say.
And what does Islam say about ignorance? Because Islam, we know, promotes knowledge, education, great understanding of issues.
Let me tell you, let me quote a scholar. He said, "Fasadun kabirun alimu muta'atikun wa akbaru minhu jahilun mutanasikun." That the useless person is somebody who has knowledge and is keeping quiet. And the most useless is somebody who does not have knowledge and claiming that he's promoting the religion. So to us, knowledge is our life. The Prophet ﷺ tells us that you should go and seek for knowledge as far as here to China. As at that time, Chinese, up to today, are not Muslims. When I say go and learn, it means go and learn any knowledge in this world that will make your life better for you. If you not think that Islam, you know, many people think the way Islam ought to be, that's what they are thinking. They do not try to know what Islam is. You just put their own personal interest, thinking that this is the way Islam is. Go and study Islam. When somebody came to the Prophet ﷺ, who was having a kind of leprosy, the Prophet said, no, the way you are, you should not be in the midst of people. You should go and stay in a room. Anything you want, we will come and be sending it to you. And your food, anything we will come and bring in. So that they quarantined him. But some people will now think, oh, because you have faith, you have to be praying. Yes, you have to be praying, but there are some other efforts which you have to take as Muslim, because Islam actually leads us into doing the right thing.
Thank you very much, and we just hope the governors will do the right thing, and the Muslim leaders like you will tell the faithful that it is not time to start mixing. Social distancing should still be heeded. Thanks so very much. Imam Fuad Adeyemi is the National Chief Imam at the Al-Habibiyyah Mosque. I think I got that right this time. Well, that's it for this edition of the Arise interview. Do join us again tomorrow from me and the entire team here in Abuja. Goodbye, and thanks for watching.